story begins with a man with long hair bouncing a yellow ball repeatedly without saying a word. It turns out he's a prisoner. The man knows the exact angle to throw the ball so it comes straight back to him. Suddenly, a bird flies into his cage in search of food. With perfect precision, the man throws the yellow ball again, killing the bird with a single hit. Shortly after, the warden calls the man out of his cell to inform him about a mission. Completing this mission will reduce his sentence by 10 years. An explosive device is placed behind his neck, set to detonate if he fails to follow orders. He's introduced to his commanding officer, Rick Flag. Rick introduces him to the team, telling him they'll be his brothers and sisters for the next few days. Back at headquarters, officers begin placing bets on who will get their head blown off first. Upon arriving at the drop point, one of the team members is revealed to have contacted the enemy and given away their location. He is instantly betrayed and shot dead on the spot. Chaos breaks out, bullets fly, and everyone scrambles for cover. Captain Boomerang is killed due to the reckless actions of another teammate. Within minutes, half the team is dead. A white-haired man panics and runs off the battlefield, violating his orders. The explosive device in his head detonates, killing him instantly. The scene shifts to Team 2, the backup plan. The leader of Team 2 is Bloodsport, a man for whom everything he touches becomes a deadly weapon. Bloodsport is introduced to his new team and briefed on the mission. Upon arriving at the island, the team sets up camp for the night. Bloodsport is disturbed by a rat pointing to Sharkman, one of his teammates, who is trying to eat a girl. The girl turns out to be controlling the rat. Bloodsport immediately pulls out his gun and shoots at Sharkman repeatedly until he drops the girl. All Sharkman says is, "Hungry." The next morning, Bloodsport receives a call from the prison warden about an additional mission: rescue Rick Flag and eliminate his captors. Upon arriving at the location where Rick Flag is being held, the killing begins. One by one, Bloodsport and his team take down the captors, each teammate showcasing their exceptional skills. But when they burst into the room where Rick Flag is supposedly being held, they are surprised to find that Rick Flag isn't a prisoner. Instead, he's been rescued by the Resistance, also known as the Freedom Fighters. The leader of the Freedom Fighters scolds them for killing her men, but ultimately agrees to work with them since they share a common goal. The next scene introduces the Thinker, a scientist working to control a monstrous starfish known as Project Starfish. The Thinker is welcomed by the authoritarian government officials and the ruling president. The president orders a prisoner, Harley Quinn, to be brought to him. She is dressed in ceremonial attire and presented to the president. However, just as things start going smoothly, Harley shoots the president in cold blood after he says the wrong thing. The military immediately apprehends her. Meanwhile, Bloodsport and his team don disguises to infiltrate enemy territory and kidnap the Thinker. To do this, they blend in at a nightclub. Shortly after, the Thinker walks in, unaware of what awaits him. Minutes later, the military arrives at the club. Bloodsport instructs his team to take the Thinker out through the back, while he distracts the military by allowing himself to get captured. However, Bloodsport and his men break free while being transported. Meanwhile, Harley is tortured and shocked with an electric taser. She pretends to be dead to lower her captor's guard. As soon as the opportunity presents itself, she kills the guard, frees herself, and fights her way to the exit. Just as she's about to leave, she spots Bloodsport and Rick Flag approaching the building to rescue her. She stops them before they head inside. After regrouping, the team devises a plan to break into the Thinker's research lab, which is heavily guarded. They force the Thinker to drive them through the front entrance. As they make their dramatic entrance, soldiers confront them. Bloodsport and his team immediately engage, taking down soldiers one by one. Sharkman brutally tears a soldier in half while Peacemaker slices through enemies. Upon entering the lab, they order the Thinker to lock the security gate. The remaining soldiers inside the building are alerted to the infiltration. Elsewhere in the city, the general learns of the breach. He assembles his remaining soldiers and rides to the research lab, leaving the council unprotected. The Freedom Fighters seize the opportunity and storm the council chambers, killing everyone inside. Bloodsport's team ventures deeper into the lab and discovers horrific experiments conducted on civilians in the name of research. They learn that the United States has been secretly funding the project. The team's true mission isn't just to destroy the project, but to erase any evidence that could trace it back to the US. Upon realizing this, Rick Flag decides to take matters into his own hands He retrieves evidence and threatens to expose the truth to the press. However, Peacemaker is secretly tasked with eliminating anyone who jeopardizes the mission. A fierce fight breaks out between Rick Flag and Peacemaker. Unfortunately, Peacemaker kills Rick Flag. Unknown to Peacemaker, another teammate witnesses the murder and retrieves the evidence. Peacemaker pursues her and nearly kills her, but Bloodsport intervenes, shooting and killing Peacemaker. Suddenly, Project Starfish escapes, killing soldiers and the general. The Starfish takes over the soldiers' bodies and begins wreaking havoc on the city.
This city is mine.
Despite orders from the Warden to stand down, Bloodsport and his team head toward the monster. The Warden threatens to detonate their implants, but
Motherfucking warning!
one of her officers knocks her unconscious, buying the team time. As the monster controls corpses to hold down Bloodsport, the girl with the rats summons millions to attack the Starfish.
This city is theirs.
This creates an opening for Harley Quinn, who jumps into the monster's giant eye. The rats follow, chewing through the creature. With its eye destroyed, the monster collapses and dies. The final scene shows Bloodsport's daughter watching the news.
That's my dad.
Because of these people, democratic elections for the first time in 90 years.
She smiles proudly, seeing her father as a hero.
Yeah. Oh, that's just a taste of what's on that drive. I've uploaded it all to a secure server.
It's not num-num.
No!